Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am very excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for you, and we are on the road today. I am running back from the sod farm, picking up some sod for our latest project, and this has been a two-parter. We did the first part of this back earlier in the summer, and then they came back and wanted to add and finish the whole yard with what we had done, so excited to do that. It is a really good finished product. I'm glad to get it wrapped up and get some good after photos of this. Customers did a really good job keeping up with the first half and watering it in, and it is established and doing extremely well. And I think that this is going to do the same, so excited to see that. But thanks for tuning into the show today. Like I said, a little different on the road, and this one's going to be a solo show. But I wanted to come to you and talk about just a few things here this morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is you're listening. If you're out mowing, if you do hear some bumps, then sorry, that's just real life, guys. If you listen to our podcast through 75 Hard, then you heard podcasts in all kinds of different places. We had a set of wireless mics that we bought, and those things got put to use. And same thing today, putting those things to use. So I hope that the audio is good enough for you to at least bear through and hopefully get some value out of this one. But a lot of the podcasts, the solo shows that I've done recently have been kind of hard-hitting, kind of heavy, kind of been, I don't know, just not preaching, but just getting fired up a little bit about some things. And I don't want to do that today. I want to talk today about having a good attitude, having a good environment, a good working environment for you, your team, your guys. If you are not in a good mood, having a good mindset, then it's not going to come down to your guys. And your team culture is going to have a big problem, a big issue that you're going to have to deal with. Because when you look back and when you sit down and look at yourself and look in the mirror and you say, what is causing me to not have a good attitude? And there's so many things that could be happening in your life that we don't know about, I don't know about, that you are dealing with personally, or you have some family things going on, or whatever it is, that those could be spilling over into your business life, into your entrepreneurship journey, because that is just how business is. Like, when we're business owners, it's not easy. We have all of our personal struggles that come into our business lives, and we have to deal with those. We have to channel those emotions, and there's times for those to come out, there's times for those to be suppressed, there's times for business to be business, and then there's times for us to be real and raw. And so we just have to know when to do that, when to channel those emotions, and make sure that we're handling those the right way. But I want us to be as upbeat, as vibrant, and as good attitude of people as possible. And that's a mindset that I have not had my entire life at all. When I was a teenager, I didn't have a bad attitude by any stretch of the imagination, but I was just a very serious person, and I still am I'm a fun person. Honestly, when I'm with my friends, and when I'm with my close friends, and people that I really enjoy being around, I'm in a good mood, and I'm always in a good mood for the majority of the time. But I show my mood a lot more when I'm with friends that I've grown up with or have built close relationships with now, and are in similar stages of life, or going through things that I can learn from, and things like that. That's the kind of lifestyle that I want to live. Those are the people that I want to be around. So it obviously shows more that way when I'm around them. I have a brighter tone to my smile, to my face. People can tell that I enjoy being in the room. And so I try to do that all the time, but I'm human. I can't just put on a fake smile all the time. And so something that I've had to work on over the past couple of years is developing myself to have a better tone when I'm around people, and not be so serious, and just be a little more vibrant and upbeat, like I'm saying. And that's not easy for me. It's just not. I'm a very serious person. My dad is a pretty serious person, and so it's just I don't know. I don't have a lot of emotions, I guess you could say. I don't cry a lot. I don't show my emotions, I guess. So I'm just very monotone across the board. And like I said, when I get going and I have fun. But I have had to learn over the past couple of years that I need to be more open and I need to show my happiness more, because when I do that, then that obviously goes and surpasses, not surpasses, what is the word? Transfers, I guess you could say is the word, over into other people, the people that I'm with and around. And when I have a good attitude, then the people around me are going to have a good attitude. And I can truly say that because I know when I'm around people who have good attitudes that I, in turn, have a better attitude. I enjoy being around them more. And so we have to learn as business owners that we set the tone for our team and for our family as husbands and fathers. And it's on us to make sure that we are carrying the tone, setting the tone that we want to have. And this isn't going to be a show of me preaching saying we need to be better. I'm saying we need to just enjoy life more. And we have to realize, why are we doing the business journey that we're doing? The majority of people listening in you own your own business of some sort. Why are we doing that? Well, we're doing that to have fun. We're doing that to create a time freedom, a family freedom. And if you get so caught up in the monotonous day to day that you get bogged down and you just hate your life, then that does not translate. It does not translate over into other people. That's the word I was looking for a few minutes ago. Translate, not transfer. It doesn't. That's what translates to others, not happiness. And so, when you're the one that's I don't want to get them to go to work today, or you show up to the office in the morning and the guys are there and you come in with a bad attitude, then it's why would you expect them to go out and have a good attitude and produce revenue and have a good day that day? Why would they do that if the boss, the team lead, can't do that? And you channel directly down to your foreman. And I'm not even in a place of having a big team yet. I've had 2 guys, but my attitude goes down to that foreman level person, and then that foreman level person's attitude goes down to the next team member. And if we can't all be on a same page of hey, we're going to come in with the mornings and we're going to have the best attitude possible, and we're going to go into the day and just say we're going to crush it and we're going to hit it head on. When we do that, then that is in turn going to translate into job site efficiencies. We're going to be more efficient on the job site because we're going to be in a good mood, and we're going to be, hey, let's get this thing done. Let's get it knocked out. Those are all things that you have to consider when you just talk about putting a smile on your face and walking in with a good tone in your voice. Even if you don't smile a lot, just have a good tone. Sound like you want to be there. Act like you're not in a terrible mood. Even if you are sometimes suppress that, because you need to. I'm not saying suppress your emotions. I'm not saying if you're going through depression or something, don't talk about it. Those are all things that need to be talked about. You need to handle those things in your personal life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we need to make sure that we are leading our team the best way possible by having the best attitude possible, because without us coming in with a good attitude as the owner, how can we expect them to do anything? And lead by example is always number one thing that I can preach, that a lot of other people can preach, is people are not going to follow what they don't see is being led. And it's on us as the business owners to step up and accept that challenge. And if you can't do that, then you might need to find a new role or something, because you're never going to have, if you're trying to build a business, a big team, you're not going to get to that level if you can't motivate and encourage people to come in and crush the day. And that goes down to personal life level stuff. We talk business with guys and stuff, but you got to get onto their personal life some. You got to get into their what do they have going on in their day to day, and talk about their families and learn about their families and their kids. And when you can do that, when you can relate with them, and this is something that I have learned in my even experience with just 1 or 2 guys, the more that I can get to know them and relate with them personally, the better relationship I can have with them. Now, the caveat to that is you have to be careful not to get too attached to their personal life. That is something that I have struggled with, and I struggle with because I'm a pretty decent person. I have good values, I have good morals. I'm a pretty good person when it comes to liking other people and trying to help other people. Now, we're not going to go down the whole faith journey today. Like, being a good person does not mean you're a Christian. It doesn't mean you're going to heaven. There's a lot of good people who are going to be in hell, unfortunately. I'm a devout believer in Christ. I believe he came and died for my sins, and he rose again on the third day, and that is what saves me. I'm a believer. I'm a Christ follower because of that, not because I'm a good person. So when I say I'm a good person, I genuinely just mean I think I'm a pretty decent person, but that doesn't mean I think I'm going to heaven because of that. I'm a sinner saved by grace. That's the only reason I get to go to heaven. But in the world's eyes, I'm a pretty decent person. I care about people. I have good morals, like I said, and I care about my employees. I care about my team, and I get too sucked into their lives sometimes, and I have to take a step back as the business owner and say, hey, well, there's going to be a fine line between relationships and like employee-employer relationships. I want to help them. I want to help them grow. I want to lead them. I want to encourage them. I want to be their friend, but at the same time, I have to be their boss. And if I don't know how to be their boss and lead them from an employer point of view, then we're going to have bigger issues, because they're going to try to be too buddy-buddy, too frenzy. They're going to try to take advantage of the rules we have for our company, the policies that we have that we put in place. And I know that I have to sit back and say, hey, there has to be a line here. And this is a line that I'm trying to find and to draw. And I would love feedback if you all have dealt with this and how you've navigated this, because it's a real struggle for me, because I enjoy getting to know people. I enjoy getting to build relationships with my team. But it's come back to bite me many, many times. I've gotten too relationally involved, I guess you could say, emotionally involved, in their situation, trying to save them out of something, trying to help them grow, get to a next level in just like in life, a financial status, or get something paid off, or get a truck or something like that. And I want to help them get there, but I do that at the detriment of my own company, because I keep them on longer than I should have. I don't want to let them go. I pay them more than I should have, not more than I should have paid them, because they were doing good work, but like they were on payroll too long. Cost me more money. It cost us revenue because we weren't getting things done the way we should have gotten done. Like, there's a whole list of things that we can go into of why it came back to bite me multiple times now through different employee relationships. And it's a learning process, and business is a learning process. There's everything that we go through every day is like something you learn from. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. It's only a loss if you don't learn. If you fail at something and you don't learn, then you consider it a loss. But if you fail, I failed at these relationships sometimes, at these getting too involved. I failed at these. It's cost us more money, but I've learned from them. And now I know going forward that, like, hey, we can't do that now. We can't bring that person on and try to save them out of something. That's just not going to happen. It's not going to be good. I've personally never ever seen in a relationship, in a friendship, in a scenario, I've never seen bad bring bad up. Bad always brings good down. And that is something that is talked about in the Christian faith a lot, of like, you have to be careful about who you get around, who your friends are, because it's just one of those things that you can't deny it. Like, I'm not saying you don't be friends with sinners, because guess what? We're all sinners. You don't cut people off who do things that you don't agree with. But you have to have a fine line there, because if you hang around them all the time, all hours of the day, all hours of the night, like, I've personally seen bad things bring good people down way too many times. And they go into it saying, oh, I can save them, or oh, I'm good, I can help them, I can bring them up. And like, it just doesn't happen. The Lord has to do that. The Lord has to work in their heart. And like, that's the same principle in a totally different context of like employer-employee relations. Is you can't save an employee from something. You can't do it. They're gonna bring the company down in the long run. If God doesn't change something in their heart, if something doesn't change in their lifestyle, if they don't make a personal decision to change their bad habits, their flaws, if they don't do that, then it's not going to happen. You can't personally change that. So you can lead and you can guide and you can teach and you can try to get them there. But if they don't make that decision themselves, it's not going to happen.
Do you want to keep the cash flowing this winter? Head over to lawnpreneuracademy.com and check out all of Brian Fullerton's new courses and powerful resources to get you cashing in on that white gold through plowing snow. The Snow Plowing Training Course is easy to understand, and you'll learn what it takes to do the job effectively and how to bid, price, and estimate snow plowing for both residential and commercial properties. LawnPreneurAcademy.com has 3 new resources to take the hassle and guesswork out of securing your snow removal jobs, plus there's eye-catching marketing materials that can help you secure new clients quickly. Ready to crush the snow game this year? Visit LawnPreneurAcademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
And you have to realize that early enough on to not harm yourself or your company. Because at the end of the day, we are building businesses for ourselves and for our families. And in turn, that creates great jobs for great team members, for great foremen, for great managers. And we get to serve a bunch of good clients, and we get to build a community around us. And we get to do a lot of other things. But at the end of the day, you and your family are the most important thing in your business, because if you don't take care of you and your family, there will be no business. And your customers, or some would say your customers are number one. Arguably, yes. But like, if you don't take care of yourself, your customers can't be taken care of. Because if you're down and out mentally, emotionally, or physically, you're messed up, then your customers the work can't be done. Like, you can't take care of the customers. So like, that's what I mean when I say you and your family are number one. They are your number one priority. In 10 years, you and your family are going to be the ones sitting there looking and saying, where's the money for the last 10 years of work? While somebody that you did a landscape for in year 3 is saying, man, I love this landscape, but cool. Like, I don't really remember who did it, or yeah, they did it. We didn't really use them again. You just never know. Like, they don't have any personal ties to you. And you and your family, like, they are your inner circle, your innermost inner circle. Like, that is your people. You have to take care of them. And so in doing that, you do that by having good attitudes. You have good attitudes in your family life. And that's something that, like, me and Savannah have had to talk through and work on. And in our relationship is like being more, what is the word? I can't think of the word. Like, we are very sarcastic people. Both of us are. And so we sometimes even take it too far. Like, we have had to sit back and say, hey, we need to be a little more, not lovey, but just gentle, kind in the way that we talk to each other. And if we can't do that, if we can't put our relationship at number one spot, then what's going to happen in our business? What's going to happen? Like, we're both going to be, I'm going to be in a bad mental state because we're upset at home. And it's like, that will translate into my business. And so it's on us as business owners to motivate our team to take action and make sure and grow our team there. But we need to be also putting things in place to help them do that. And through motivation, when I say you can't save people, I stand behind that statement. You can't save them from something. But I think you can motivate them. You can motivate them to change their lifestyle. And there may be incentives you put in place. You might put in incentives to, hey, if you have a worker who is notoriously late, well, we're going to try to incentivize you to be early and see if we can change you through positive correction. I know something that we've done in our business is like we've implemented quarterly bonuses for if you are on time every day, or you have like one tardy for this quarter, then you're going to get a $250 bonus at the end of the quarter, and you put your number on it. It doesn't really matter. That's just the number that works for us. So like, you put a number on it for you and your company and say, hey, if you're going to be here, if you can be here every day or have one tardy or whatever you want your policy to be for this quarter, then you will be rewarded for it at the end. And in turn, that's going to like motivate your people to get there early and on time. Maybe they don't like getting up in the mornings. Maybe they have a bad attitude when they get into the office or get into the truck for the day. Well, if they know that they're getting $250 at the end of the quarter just for being on time, they might come up with a little better attitude, because that's an extra $1,000 a year that they could be taking home just by showing up on time and coming in with a decent attitude. And so little things like that can incentivize guys, I think, are beneficial. I think that we are in a labor market now where that's necessary sometimes. We have to realize that it's not what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. We don't have the typical generation now doesn't just want to go work. They don't want to go be hard workers. They want to sit at home. They want to be influencers. They want to play video games. They want to stream. They want to do all these things. and it's just not the way that it used to be. So incentives have to be there nowadays, and you pick yours. I'm just saying that's a decent example that I think could be put out there to say, hey, here's a quarterly bonus for being on time, or whatever it is, or not breaking things in the day-to-day field work, or whatever, doing extra maintenance, getting things done, hitting production goals, whatever it is. Like I said, there's anything that works for you in your company. Business is not a one-size-fits-all. It is a very I can't think of the word. See, I think about all these statements, and I'll think about them 3 minutes later. I'll think about the actual word that I'm trying to think of. But it's a very specific niche type thing. Like, you have to figure out what works for you in your business and your family. There's principles that can be applied to business across all genres of business. But then when you get down into the nitty gritty, you have to find what works for you, what is best for you, and what you think will take your company to a newer level, a higher level that creates the most efficiency possible. And I'll tell you what, another way to give guys good attitudes in the morning is if they come into the job knowing they're not going to have to go out and break their backs with a pickaxe and a shovel all day. And that comes back into reinvesting into equipment. And we just posted a reel on Instagram about this. Like, business is hard, but it's very simple really at the end of the day. Like, you gather leads, you convert leads to jobs, you go out, you produce revenue, you reinvest into equipment, and then you have optimized efficiency. You have the best efficiency possible. And when you can get those things nailed down, then you're going to take your guys that are in the field, and their jobs are going to get 10 times easier. And so in turn, they're going to have a lot better attitude because they're coming in to work on a piece of equipment, not go out and kill themselves all day. And believe it or not, those are things you have to think about. Like, especially if you're a big owner, if you're an owner who's out of the field, that hasn't been in the field in 2 or 3 or 4 years, like, think about those things. It's easy for you to say, you can go dig this trench with a shovel because you're not the one doing it. Put yourself in their shoes. And you guys that are owner-operators should be the number one, advocate of this, because you should be trying to get equipment so you don't have to do this stuff. And then in turn, when you grow and add team members to your team, then they don't have to kill themselves. Like, you look at the Andy Mulders, the Jeremy Swiharts, the Caleb Allmans, all these hardscape guys, Pride, Evan with Pride, like all these guys, Josh Sutton, Craig Scheller. Like, there's so many that I can think of. Jamie Fee. All of these that I can think of that are running great hardscape companies that require a lot of equipment. It's bag-breaking work, moving pavers all day. What do these guys have in common? Remember, all their businesses are unique, but what is the guiding principle that they have? They reinvest into equipment for their companies to make their guys' lives easier. Because in doing that, they have great teams. They build great systems. They put people in place. They put team members in place that love what they do. They show up to work every day. And guess what else shows up to work every day? Those pieces of equipment. Those pieces of equipment show up to work every day. They don't complain. Now, yeah, obviously they break down, but the majority of the time they're there. They're there to work. They're there to do the thing. And so when you got guys that are bought into your company's culture, your company's vision, your mission statement, whatever you want to call it, your core values, your principles, when you get those things laid out there for your guys, and then you also put things in place like incentives, like good equipment, then you are on the fast track to peak efficiencies. And those are what we have to be searching for as business owners if we want to make money at the end of the day. If we want to look at the end of the year in our bank accounts and say, hey, there's actual money here, we're actually going to walk with a profit, then we have to say, how can we run as efficiently as possible? Because if we can't do that, if we cannot run as efficiently as possible, then we are going to look back at the end of the year and say, man, where did all this money go? I'm sorry to tell you, but you are. Like, you're going to kick yourself and say, my gosh, I know we did $300,000 worth of revenue, but we have $10,000 in the bank account. Why is that? Where did all of our money go? Did we spend too much money on employees? Did we spend too much money fixing old equipment? Did we spend too much money renting equipment? Did we spend too much money on labor because we didn't have equipment? Like, there's so many variables that go into this, and you just have to sit back and remember and think to yourself, what did we do to make our company better? Having motivated people, I think, is a number 1, number 2, number 3 thing. It's just up at the very top of the list. I think we need to be considering this when we go to work, get out of bed every day. It's like, how can we make our guys better? How can we make ourselves better? How can you make yourself better? You do the things that every self-help person is going to talk about. And the reason I like self-help people, but the reason I have a problem with some self-help people is like self-help people, like, that is the definition of like what the Bible is not. like the Bible does not want us to be. The Bible wants us to follow Christ and put Christ as number one in our lives, not us as number one. We are not number one. When I say you and your family are number one in your business, that I don't mean you are the number one person. Because I do things for other people. You should be doing things for other people, for your spouse. But in turn, you do have to take care of yourself. Like, this is what I'm saying. You have to take this and apply it. You can't just take it out of context and take what I'm saying and turn it into words that I don't mean. We have to take care of ourselves. We need to put ourselves at a high position. We need to eat the right things. We need to take time for ourselves. We need to work out. We need to be healthy. We need to read books. We need to educate. We need to do these things. But guess what? Like, us being number one it's a scary place to be in, because when you become number one, when you do things for you, then other people get left behind, and they also start to realize that. Like, when you start doing stuff and do it only for you, other people realize. There's guys out there that do things for just them in this industry. Believe it or not, they're few and far between. We have a very good core, tight knit group here in this green industry community that I am very, very thankful for. We have a very good group, but there are some out there that are just all about me, all about them, and what they can do, and what their business can do, and what my business can do, and what me. And that's a scary place to be in. And that's what if you get too entrenched, enthralled with these self-help development people, you can end up in this situation. And that's what scares me a little bit, is like, you have to remember, it's not all about you. What you're doing, if you're a Christian, if you're a believer, what you're doing is to build the kingdom of God. And like, that's what your business should be, at the end of the day, should be representing. You should be having a Christ-like culture, a Christ-like appearance when you're out in public. You should be giving back to your community. You should be giving back to your local church. You should be attending a local church. You should be doing all these things that Christ calls us to do. And this isn't me trying to preach again. It's just me saying, don't get caught up in you being number one. Because I'm sorry to tell you, you are not number one. Christ is number one. Your family, your wife is number two. Your wife is number two. Your kids are number three. All right, and then you might come in at number four. You might be right there above the kids. It might be your wife and you and your kids, but it's God and your wife are one and two. Your kids are not number two. Jack is not number two for us. It is for me. It's Christ, it's Savannah, and then it's Jack. And if those things get out of order, then so many other things can get out of order. Like, that will trickle down into your business, into your personal life, into your family life, into your friends. There's a scary, scary door that opens when you get that out of order. And so all I'm saying is, like, yes, take care of yourself, make yourself better, but make sure that you're doing things to other people, for other people. And when you help the more people you help, the more people are going to help you. The more you give back, the more people are going to give back to you. Just remember that. The next time you think about saying me or my or I, think about saying we or us or our team. All right? Especially when you have guys. When you have guys on your team and you start saying I did this, my company did this, we did this. When you talk about your team, we did this together. My guys did this. Our guys did this. It's a simple thing. It's a simple mindset shift. But like, when you think about things that way, and you think about, hey, let's do this and talk about helping other people and not just making myself better, then in turn, you're going to have a better life, because people are going to start caring about you a lot more. When you only hear about you, guess what? No one else cares about you, because they don't want to hear about it. But when you care about other people and you give back, all of those other people, what do? They in turn care about you. And so that's just, it's so simple. It's so simple, but like, so many of us don't do it, and we don't put it as a priority in our life. So try to do that. Try to think about it. We're heading into Equip next week. It's going to be an awesome week. Go there to network. It's exactly what we talk about. Help other people. You're going to be, all of you listening, myself included, are going to be around people who we can help. We can help people. We can have one conversation with somebody that could change their business. And whether you think you could or not, you can do it. Like, you could bring that business knowledge to somebody that needs it. So take the time, make the introduction, have the conversation, help somebody else, and in turn, you'll be helped. Let's have a great week at Equip. I can't wait to see all of you there. It's going to be awesome. If we don't have another solo show before then, I can't wait to see you there. We'll obviously have more shows before then, but this is just the only one of me getting on here and just going like this, just talking. And so it's going to be a great time. I can't wait to see everybody there. But let's make everyone better. Let's have a good time. Let's be responsible with ourselves. Let's not go too crazy on 4th Street. Remember our appearance, what we are called to be. And so put a good name out there for your company and for the green industry in general. If you're in this community and you're in this community, then guess what? Bring some more people in. Let's make sure and show them what we really are. Like, make sure and show them that we are a great community that are trying to help each other out. Don't go out there and misrepresent us and get wild and go too crazy. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Roadshow, hope you had good audio, but it was just one from the heart. It's really just like, hey, let's make other people better. Let's not rely on ourselves to do everything. When we build a team around us and we motivate other people, then that's when we're going to achieve the most. And so when we can do that, I believe everyone out there is going to go further, go bigger, and grow bigger, better companies in turn. So guess what? October the 15th is the last day for Equip Expo tickets. You can get 50% off with code GG50. It's the last day is October the 15th. So you have just a few handful of days. You can get in for $25. After that $25, it goes up to $50, I think, or maybe it goes up to $100. I don't remember. Yeah, it's at $50 right now. You get 50% off. You get in for $25 with code GG50. After that's over, after the 15th, it's $100 per ticket. No coupons, no nothing. It's $100 to get in the show. You should not be paying that. You should, at a very, very most, be paying $25. So use a code, get your ticket, get your spot, get in there. We look forward to seeing you there. Launchpreneur Academy is coming up November the 11th in Novi, Michigan. That event is one that it's the epitome of what I just talked about: giving back, helping other people, getting around like-minded people, growing your business, reinvesting into your business, and then making your company future so much brighter. I want to be there. I'm going to be there. I want you to be there. It's going to be an awesome time. November the 11th, Launchpreneur Academy. Thanks to Brian for sponsoring the show and partnering with us here with all of the resources at launchpreneuracademy.com. But the live event is what's right upon us. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be one that it's one for the record books. There's going to be 350 people in that room. It's going to be packed in. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a very good environment. I can't wait to be there. I hope you're there as well. And so just also remember that we have a spot open in our roundtable. We have 2 spots left open in our roundtable for tomorrow night, Thursday, October the 12th. If you want to get in on that, go to the link in our bio on Instagram, or it's in the show notes today. It'll just say roundtable or something like that, something similar. If you have problems getting to it, text me, email me, DM me something, and we'll get you in there. But it's $85. It's an hour and a half with 5 other guys. We're here to grow your business. We're here to give back. We're here to grow each other. It's the definition of what I just talked about. Like, it's an immense value. It's an immense value to talk for 90 minutes. We all know it's going to be an hour and 45 probably before we really get off there, because we're going to get into it. We're going to get down into the nitty gritty of everything. We're going to talk numbers. We're going to talk everything, anything you want to talk about in your business that you need help with. $85, you get to be on a call for 90 minutes with 5 other people that are totally devoted to help you grow, because that's what we're all here for, is to help each other grow. So I really appreciate everyone tuning in and supporting the show. If it did bring any value to you, there's a big 5-star button that you can hit, and then there's also a rating and a review that you can hit. So the rating is the 5 stars. The review, if you leave a well-rated review, those really mean the world to us. I think we're in the mid-80s right now. We're close to 100. Would love to hit 100 by the end of the year. That's only like 15 more, I think. So if we could hit 15 reviews before the end of the year, that'd be awesome. Get us to 100 going into 2024. And that's awesome. 100 people that listen and take the time to leave reviews means the world. And so when people look at the show, they say, hey, there's 100 people who actually took the time to leave a review and say, hey, this was worth it. Y'all should listen as well. So we appreciate the 5 stars. We appreciate the support. It means the world to us. Thank you for praying for us after the stomach bug. That's where we're on Monday, Marriage Monday. There was no Marriage Monday this week because of that. It was kind of a delayed thing. Savannah had a stomach bug the week before, and then I got it over this past weekend. There was no way I was recording a show. It was just not going to happen. It would have been if I thought about trying, but like there would have been such a lack of value. There would have been no emotion, no energy, no nothing at all. So I said, hey, we're going to scratch it. We're going to take a week off, and then we'll be back fresh, ready to go on Monday. But sorry we missed you. I hated not putting out a show and bringing the content to you, but like I said, there was just no way that was happening. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It means the world to us that you listen. And without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up. We look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.